I know how you're feeling. You're probably beating yourself up. You're sitting here, you've dove deep into yourself. Maybe you've looked at all these parts and you realize that you have patterns, programs. You're maybe aware that, you know, of the illusions, so to speak, the beliefs that are not true. And you've been deep in your work for a bit. You've really been going deep. And you started to feel this like aliveness, and you're like, I want to move things forward, and you can kind of feel life moving forward. You've developed a lot of compassion for yourself, but right now you're finding yourself in this place of just the inner voice, maybe again, that critic or judge is starting to really, you're hearing it at a different level, and you're like, why am I mad at myself? Or why am I, referring to like the inner child, this little child, this spark that's in me. Why am I beating myself up around these things? And you know the shoulds that you shouldn't do, and you're looking at your alignments and you're trying to raise your vibration, and you're absolutely frustrated. This is the really, really difficult part of coming to, I think, unconditional love that nobody talks about oftentimes, is that it is the love that we can find ourselves in the conditions that we don't love. So when we can accept wherever we're at right now, there's a part of us that's trying to do the best. You have a part of you that maybe you haven't seen that's now just finally ready to be seen. And when you can give that voice, you can look deeper and you can love where you are and know that it is also not you. That's real power. And I don't think many people talk about that in this journey. Maybe it is all bliss. Maybe there are people who find the bliss in their spiritual journey and they're just blissed out the whole time. But I think that what I'm finding, and maybe you are too, is that it is the fucking ride, that it is the ups and the downs, the intense grief and the joy and the pleasure, but it is always coming back to this place of like, I am safe and whole. Because when you look at everything within your system, all of the patterns and programs, any of that stuff is just around worthiness and safety. So even if you're beating yourself up and then you're beating yourself up about beating yourself up, it's like, just pause and, take a couple breaths and say, okay, you know what? Let me assess. What are these parts that I'm finally seeing? I'm ready to see them. And how can I love on them in this moment and know that it will pass? Easier said than done, but you've got this. You've got this. You know it.